right, we're going to convene our drainage district meeting. We're now back in open session.
Judge, as we'll proceed as directed on the items.
Does that take care of?
Judge, I believe that you do have one rule as far as
the right of way? The condemnation one.
Yes, we'll, on the
you're going to proceed on that?
Yes, we're going to proceed on the condemnation as well. Yes, proceed as directed on the condemnation and the other items.
All right. Did that take care of?
Yes, sir. That should take care of it.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. At this time, we're going to be convening the regular meeting of Hidalgo County Commissioners Court for today, December 8, 2015. The entire court being present, we have a quorum. Please join us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Townsend?
Welcome back, Jan.
Thanks.
Yes.
Dear Father in heaven, we do thank you for this beautiful day. But our world is in a mess, and we think, some of us think, it's because we don't call on you enough. So we're calling on you today to bless this group of people gathered together to make things better in Hidalgo County. We ask you to bless each and every commissioner and the judge, and bless everybody that is connected with the county. We ask you to bless our families and keep everyone safe, and bless our country, please. And we ask all of this in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
All right. I've been requested to move certain items up. Our first item that we're going to be moving up is item number 8, our health department.
Judge, Commissioners,
Yes,
today's an exciting day. First of all, I want to let everybody know that I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas if I don't get to see you before the end of the year. But nonetheless, today we have one item 8A, pursuant to Health and Safety Code, Chapter 121, requesting approval to appoint Dr. Ivan Melendez, physician, as the Hidalgo County Local Health Authority for the period of December 8, 2015 through December 7, 2017. As required by state law and required that there need be an oath of office taken, this is a formal position that there's a swearing into, and there's a series of documentation you must sign, Judge. So we ask, Judge, that if the court would take action on this, and then we have Dr. Melendez come forward and take the oath of office.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
I don't know if you want to say anything before the oath?
Well, sure. Thanks.
Good morning. Good morning to all.
Morning,
It's nice to
Dr.
see you all again. It's been a privilege and an honor for so many years to be together and working together for the common good of the health of people in Hidalgo County. It's been a long time that you guys have given me the opportunity to do this, which I cherish deeply. I remember, Mr. Flores, you weren't using reading glasses, and Mr. Crane. No, it's me. Mr. Crane had hair, and I think you could see me over this. Now you can barely see me. I think I'm shrinking too. I hope that when I do my oath that Mr. Flores doesn't swear me in this time. I got a lot of kids about going up to your knees, last time that you gave me the oath. So maybe the shortest person in the group can give me the oath this time around. This is a super exciting time, guys. This is my 29th year, and Wilson Elementary, Lamar Junior High, Mac High, University of Texas, Baylor. I'm from here. This is since the 60s I've been here, and I can't remember this being my 29th year. So how much stuff is going on in healthcare for our citizens, not only for the affluent and the middle class folks, but also for those that have not been as blessed. You guys are in a very unique position to really make an impact with the decisions that you all take during the next couple of months and years. There's a strong move all over healthcare on how do you merge private with public? What is responsibilities of those takers of the citizens of the community versus, one of the largest industries that we have, as you guys know, our GDP's, 15% now for healthcare, and you guys know your budgets, what you guys are doing. So you're in a unique position. I hope that, I know you guys have so many issues that are equally as important, I would assume, but I hope you all take the time and get the appropriate resources to get all the information that will help you make really intelligent decisions, and that you're not influenced by smoke and mirrors one way or the other, and that you really ask the questions why, because more than ever, and I can tell you from 29 years, that this is a really important time for the decisions you take. I just, as usual, want to tell you, I never met a microphone I didn't like, much less two, but I just wanted to take the moment to tell you guys how much I appreciate you all continuing to allow me to be a part of what I consider a really unique and important position and taking care of what we do. So I thank you again.
Thank you, Doc.
We can do the swearing in, Judge.
You want to do it, Joe?
No, you do it.
You're shorter.
Why don't you stand right here, Father? If you would raise your right hand, please, sir. I, your name,
I, Ivan Melendez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Health Authority
of Health Authority
of the State of Texas
of the State of Texas
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of the state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right.
Judge, Commissioners, I want to thank you very much for this. Dr. Melendez has served us in 12 years. He is also served 3 tours of Iraq as a major in the Army, has seen frontline combat. He's an excellent flight surgeon and medical emergency operations surgeon. He's been very tremendous and very helpful to us in our dealing with public health issues and response. He's playing a larger role each day. It's just that, like you said, times are changing, needs are changing. We're all adapting to the different things going on around the world. So, in my part, sir, that's it for that item, sir. And just for you to know, item B and C, there's no action unless there's questions from any of the commissioners or yourself, Judge.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. The next item we're going to be moving up is item number 14A under Precinct 4.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jesse Ozuna for Hidalgo County Precinct 4. It's my honor to be able to bring up a person who needs no introduction to any of us, who's been a common face to this court for quite some time now. Mr. Ramiro Garza and his wife, if y'all would please join me up here. It's no secret, everybody already knows that Ramiro has chosen to expand his network and go and work in the private sector and leave the great city of Edinburgh. But we just thought it's a little bit of what we can do to thank him for his service. He's been a great partner to the county, to the judge's office, to our precinct office, even before we were in that office. So with your permission, Judge, I'd like to read the resolution.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Resolution in honor of Ramiro Garza Jr. for 15 years of service with the city of Edinburgh. Whereas Ramiro Garza Jr. served as city manager for the city of Edinburgh from November 2009 to December 2015. During his tenure, he was responsible for 700 employees, a $100 million budget, and general administration of all city services as directed by the mayor and city council. And whereas under his tenure, Hidalgo County partnered with the city of Edinburgh, creating tax increment reinvestment zones, which led to economic development resulting in housing and new planned retail developments in La Siena, the Shops, and the highly anticipated new Bird Ogden Arena, which will be home to the RGV Vipers, improving the quality of life for all Valley residents. Such projects are projected to result in over $500 million of new taxable values at the completion of the zones, also furthering job creation, local sales tax, and a surge in our local economy. He also worked with Hidalgo County in the vision for a new courthouse that aims to transform downtown Edinburgh as a major economic driver. And whereas Mr. Garza also led the charge with Hidalgo County and other local entities in regional efforts such as a merger of UTPA and UTB, resulting in a stronger united UTRGV, paving the way for a new UTRGV medical school, the first of its kind in South Texas. Mr. Garza was also a vital part of the I-69 coalition, which led to the historic interstate designation of over 100 miles of valley highways, promising to bring economic and funding opportunities to our area and connecting our economies with the rest of the nation. Whereas he is a tireless volunteer with organizations such as Texas Economic Development Council, Executive Committee, Workforce Solutions, Texas Manufacturing Assistance Center, Southwest Community Investment Corporation, Women's Empowerment Business Center, Edinburgh Chamber of Commerce, International Economic Development Council, International Council of Shop Centers, Palmer Drug Abuse Programs, and many other organizations. And whereas after serving 15 years with the Edinburgh Economic Development and the City of Edinburgh, Ramiro Garza Jr. has decided to pursue new career opportunities. The County of Hidalgo would like to thank Ramiro Garza Jr. for his outstanding contribution and dedication to this entire region. Now therefore be resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby supports the resolution in honor of Ramiro Garza Jr. and wishes him much success in his future endeavors.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And if you'd like to say something. He's joining us here with his lovely wife, and his kids aren't here today. We got to see him last week, but if you'd like to say something, Ramiro.
Thank you very much, Jesse and Judge and Commissioners. Just want to start by saying thank you for not only this recognition of this resolution. Didn't expect that. I did get a call from Jesse, said, can you be here at Tuesday Commissioners Court? And I said, Jesse, Friday's my last day at the City of Edinburgh, but I'll be there. No, but thank you, Commissioner, and all of you for this great recognition. Didn't expect it. I want to thank my wife and my family. Largely the reason why I'm stepping down with the city, it's, being involved in the role of city manager and EDC director takes a lot of time and effort, and not that I didn't want to continue putting the time, but I've chosen just to pursue other endeavors, and I really appreciate all these years of working with Commissioners Court. I think when I first started in Edinburgh, probably one of my first tasks was to come before this court. I don't recall exactly what it was, but I had never been to the court. It was the other court setting y'all had here, but I remember coming here. So we've been partners ever since I've been in Edinburgh, even though I've served the city. It's been an honor and a privilege to work on all the things we've been able to work together. And the county has been a great partner all these years, and I think it's going to continue to be. And the good news is I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue being a resident of Hidalgo County, continue being a taxpayer. Even though I'm not originally from here, I moved here over 15 years ago, and like I told the city council last week, I think part of what makes this area what it is just the people and how everybody's so welcoming. I'm originally from Port Isabel. When I came to the city of Edinburgh, I was welcomed with open arms, just like this county did. I think that says a lot about our area, and I think that's what we see, a lot of new people moving into our area. And I just want to wish this court and the county and all the staff, Valde and everybody, I've had the privilege of working all these years, continue doing what you're doing. I know there's still a lot of needs, but our residents deserve, all the best that there is, just like any other area of the country. So thank you for what y'all do. Y'all are, true public servants. I know it's a lot of sacrifice from your family and everything. On behalf of my family, I want to thank y'all for what y'all do day in and day out. So thank y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Or wherever.
You're always going to cover usual company.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you, Ramiro. Good luck.
Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Any concerns?
No, sir. All in order. Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Open forum, do you have anybody signed up?
Yes, sir, we do have open forum. Excuse me. We do have open forum. Again, I'll remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium, and the time is 3 minutes. Our first presenter will be Ms. Fern McClarty.
I thought there were some other people ahead of me, but anyway. Yesterday, I took a trip to Weslaco. I had to go get a Christmas present, and I decided to cut across on Trenton. I hadn't been on that road in many, many years, and I've had many complaints about it, and I thought the people were maybe a little nuts, and maybe it's not true. There are nothing but potholes from San Juan Road, which is what I call it, Longoria or whatever, and I went all the way down, dodging potholes, dodging all kinds of stuff. Then I got on Tower Road and turned south, went down, and Tower Road is horrible. And I called AC and trying to find out what precinct Tower Road is in. Is that in 1 or is it in 2? And you keep going, and I was so busy trying to keep my truck on the road and try not to lose my tires that I don't know where it's at, but there's a section of that road that has no pavement. And then when you pass that and you get through, if your vehicle is still in one piece, you turn into a nice 4-lane road. I know that we have a road and bridge. I know that we, the taxpayers, the people that have cars, we pay money every time we do our car tags, changing cars, buying a car. Where is the money going that you're not keeping the roads up? I mean, I'm shocked that people, I don't know, I'd be standing here instead of asking for lights or whatever. How about road to get to their home, to get the school buses there? And so my question is, like I say, I don't know which precinct, but would you please have someone drive down these roads and see what's happening? Trenton's pretty busy, and there was a lot of traffic on it, but we were all driving 2 or 3 miles an hour just to try to get through. So I know it's not on the agenda for y'all to talk about. Could someone find out what precinct it's in and see what else? Because like I say, where's the money going for road and bridge? Thank you.
Our next presenter is Opal Billman.
Good morning. My name is Opal Billman. This morning I have come with a list. A court order with an injunction exists that holds me in false imprisonment. False imprisonment is considered an offense against the victim and the state. I want a court order that repeals the injunction. A divorce action requires 2 litigants. Because Joe died, there are no longer 2 litigants. So there can be no more litigation. There is a law that states the lawsuit must be dismissed. I want a court order that complies with the law and closes the case. The court incorporated our community property into 2 corporations. I want a court order that expunges both corporations. I want the document titled Owality Deed of Trust, stating that Joe sold his community property to an attorney, and the court appointed the same attorney, my beneficiary, to inherit my community property demolished. Joe didn't sell any community property, and I get to choose my own beneficiary. The court appointed beneficiaries, trustees, managers, and agents for our community property. I want a court order that dismisses all court appointees of the community property of Opal and Joe Billman. I want the claim of purchase of land by a renter of a house stripped of all pretense of merit. All money paid was for rent to live in a rent house. I want a survey, an appraisal, and a deed for Joe's 3 heirs and me for the community property of Opal and Joe Billman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next presenter is Ms. Sandra Sanchez.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. I come before you today because to invite the community. Saturday is our final mile for the Macallan Kids Marathon. On September 26th, we had our kickoff mile, and we had about 1,100 children plus about 400 parents participate. The Commissioners Court graciously gave us a proclamation prior to that event, encouraging children to participate. This is a free event, completely sponsored by Doctors Hospital at Renaissance United Healthcare, the Monitor, City of Macallan. We have the support of the county of Hidalgo County, as well as Macallan ISD. And for the first time since we first spoke, Texas A&M University Healthy South Texas has gotten on board, and they are making this a Healthy South Texas weekend. They have purchased over $10,000 worth of free T-shirts and water bottles. They're going to have a health fair, free asthma screenings, diabetes testing for anyone to come out and check out to make sure that they're healthy. They're going to give out tips on education, nutrition. So if you don't have a child who's running, you're welcome to come out and participate. This is part of the $10 million that the Texas legislature appropriated this last session. And we are a pilot project. We are one of the first counties. We are actually the first event for Healthy South Texas. So I'm really excited about it. I remember Judge Ramon Garcia was at the Healthy South Texas press conference in Weslaco when we kicked this off. And so this is the first event. I encourage everyone to please bring your child. Even if you haven't logged the miles, it's okay. We're not going to check. Every finisher is going to get a medal, and the idea is just to encourage children to exercise and to want to exercise. So Macallan Marathon is graciously hosting our website on their website. So if you have information, if you have any questions, www.macallanmarathon.com, and it's all there. And I hope to see everyone on Saturday, 8 a.m. at the Macallan Sports Park. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next presenter is Ms. Julia Sullivan.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Julia Sullivan, Public Affairs Office. I'm here to talk about two things. Hopefully we have a slideshow in a second. But I'm here to talk about the employee holiday party that we just had last Thursday. We were overwhelmed with the success of it, and we want to thank you all for helping to support it. We had seating. We planned for seating at the Bogus Ford Event Center. Yes, you can see it was a great event. We had seating for 1,200 people and food for 1,400 people. Well, we had over 1,600 people attend the event last week. It's the most well-attended holiday party ever at the Bogus Ford Event Center. This annual holiday party is a way for our elected officials to thank the over 3,000 hardworking Hidalgo County employees for the work that they do every day. And the party is totally funded by donations from our elected officials and community sponsors. Our December newsletter that Hilda's working on will focus on how our employees give back to the community, but we'll also have a feature on the employee party, and we'll list all of the 22 elected officials as well as our community sponsors that paid for it, because we're so appreciative. So on behalf of Hidalgo County employees, I want to thank Judge Garcia, our 4 commissioners, and all the elected officials who helped pay for the party. All of the photos, by the way, from the party, these and many others, are on our website on the Picasa link. So thank you very much for that. And then on the toy drive, you see these little decorated boxes that look like homes, little houses. This is part of our annual toy drive. Head Start's last day of school is next Thursday, December 10th. So next Monday through Wednesday, we will be delivering toys to all of the 41 centers and 3,690 children. Thanks to Commissioners Palacios, Flores, Cantu, and Cuellar, all of these kids, any centers that were not adopted by our county departments, you all took care of. So every single child, 3 years old, from some of the poorest families in Hidalgo County will get a nice wrapped Christmas gift this year. In addition to the Head Start centers this year, we adopted all of the 3 and 4-year-olds in the CASA program as well. So they're getting gifts from Hidalgo County employees. We have 35 departments participating, along with Representative Oscar Longoria, who adopted a center in Precinct 3, and a company called Ocean Gate that runs local hotels. They heard about our toy drive from our tax assessor collector, Paul Villarreal, and said they wanted to participate, so they adopted 3 classrooms. This year, each commissioner promised to take care of the centers that were not adopted by our departments to ensure that every single child in Head Start has a great Christmas. So Precinct 1 adopted 11 centers, with 1 classroom adopted by the boot camp staff in Weslaco because it's in Precinct 1. Precinct 2 adopted 3 centers. Precinct 3 adopted 6 centers, and Precinct 4 adopted 3 centers. And these, again, were the centers that were not adopted by employees. Again, thank you so much for all you do. We're having a contest, and Sandra Sanchez from the Monitor is going to judge the most festive, the best theme, decorated boxes this year. Thanks. Sorry to go over.
Thank you. Our last presenter is Mr. Ricardo Santana.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Just a quick overview from the October rain event that happened on the eastern part of the county. As of today, the Disaster Recovery Center will be opening up in Weslaco. Precinct 1 Commissioner and the Mayor of Weslaco will be holding a press conference at 2 o'clock announcing the opening of the Disaster Recovery Center. The Director for FEMA Region 6 will be in the area today. He will be viewing the DRC in Weslaco and the one in Willacy County. So that makes it very good for us. Last week, the engineers and the FEMA engineers and state and federal employees were in Precinct 1 overviewing the damaged roads in that precinct. They were there for a day and a half. The numbers that we weren't expected came out better than expected, close to $4 million or over $4 million in road damage from the October 4th. So those numbers are now at the state of Texas, hopefully to compound the amount that needs for the state of Texas to be able to declare a public assistance, which is $37.5 million. So that looks very good. So hopefully with the accumulation of all the other counties that were impacted from October 24th through October 31st, which, if you all know, Floresville got impacted with that tornado and vice versa, we're hoping that those numbers will increase and we will be able to get that public assistance. On another note, going back to the May-June event, Precinct 4 had requested a reevaluation of their road evaluations. They are currently going through it. It looks very good from speaking to some of those individuals last week. The city of Edinburgh had also appealed. They will be evaluated on June 4th. As of yesterday, we appealed Precinct 1's. So they will be looking at Precinct 1's roads from the May-June event. So hopefully that will be good for Hidalgo County in those areas. So some of those roads that were impacted in Precinct 4 hopefully will be taken care of, and the ones in Precinct 1. That's a quick update from those 2 events. Thank you all very much, and have happy holidays.
Valda, can you add me on the list? I was trying to get you. And just explain to answer Fern's questions related to Trenton. Obviously, Trenton and Raul and Godia Tower Road, that obviously goes through a couple of precincts there, but obviously we experienced a lot of rain this year, and as the Chief was alluding to, obviously we've had public assistance through FEMA, we've had claims of natural disaster. Obviously it's had a major toll. We still experience phone calls every single day related to potholes. But this has been one of the toughest years we've ever had in regards to damages to our public systems. There's no lack of maintenance. Our crews are working day and night. I see them in all the different precincts out there trying to address and get ahead of the demands that we have on these roads. We continue to urge people to call our offices. We've got a perfect work order system there set to help and assist them. We've been managing those work order systems. I know every precinct has them. But we're finding that there's some people are using social media, and we're trying to pick it up there. But the best thing that they can do so that we can address the issues much faster is to call our offices, put in a work order. I assure you, 100% of the work orders are addressed. They're evaluated, they're prioritized, and they're out there working. We've reverted to a 7-day operation now. With the help of Workforce Solutions, we're going to have more employees out there fixing a lot of what we've experienced by these natural disasters. So we ask for patience, but I assure you, if they use the system does work, and we will get to you.
Judge, Commissioners,
That's it?
more participants, yes, sir.
All right. Well, I noticed we've been joined by the Honorable Rudy Delgado. Judge, are you here on a particular item?
Not at all, Judge. Wanted to come by and say hello and see our commissioners report working. And since I just got here, I don't know.
Do you want to step up here, Judge?
But I do have something to say, as a matter of fact. So, good morning.
You came at the right time because we're under open forum, and we're going to put your name down.
Well, great. Then with respect to the last meeting of the Indigent Defense Commission, which I know is something of vital importance to our community and certainly to Hidalgo County. I want to commend Judge Aida Salinas Flores for making an excellent presentation and for truly working with all of us, with all of the judges in administering the Indigent Defense Program. I think that she made a plea that was not unheard. I do believe that the Commission staff wanted to advance the monies that had been projected for Hidalgo County, and what the Commission has done is simply withheld those monies for the time being until we come into compliance. And frankly, out of 18 trial courts, excluding the probate court, which of course does not handle criminal matters, so there's 18 trial courts, including the 11 district courts and 7 county courts at law. 17 of us are in compliance, and including the 93rd District Court, over which I preside. The one that was not in compliance was the 449th District Court, which is the juvenile court, and that is the Honorable Judge Jesse Contreras. And Judge Contreras appeared at the Commission meeting and told them that he had removed himself from the appointing process, which was the problem. And I don't think that Judge Contreras went far enough in removing himself, because he proposed a plan to the Commission, which was that he would have our presiding judge instead make the appointments in consultation with his staff. And it is for that reason that I believe that the Commission did not rule favorably in the funds that were allocated for Hidalgo County. They're going to reevaluate that position and see if indeed the 449th District Court come into compliance. And what I propose to do as a member of the judiciary is advise Judge Flores that, in my view, Judge Bobby Flores, who is our local presiding judge, that he ought not assist Judge Contreras in taking that other approach, that rather it should simply be left up to the Indigent Defense Program to make the appointments, as the other 17 courts do, and that I believe that it is ill-advised that there be another implementation of any other procedure other than what the Commission is saying should be the procedure, which is that the Indigent Defense Program do its job. And I do intend to speak with Judge Contreras and to try to impress upon him that it was my view as an observer there before the Commission. I also addressed the Commission that I thought that that was the reason why the Commission withheld funds, and that if he simply does remove himself from the process, as we all have, and that I think we'll be in compliance, that I think we'll get that money come April. Frankly, with respect to my view of the Senate bill that was enacted to create the Indigent Defense Commission and the Indigent Defense Program, every system that we have in place has its flaws. And certainly there are times when I override the Indigent Defense Program on some cases, certainly, because when we are in the heat of trial, or it's in this morning pretrial, if I have a defendant there who is indigent, who needs representation, and I have a lawyer there that's ready, willing, and able to assist that defendant right now, I believe that it is in the interest of justice, in the interest of that defendant, and certainly in the interest of judicial economy, that that lawyer who's ready, willing, and able to assist that defendant there today ought to be able to do it rather than me going through the wheel process. So on a case-by-case basis, from time to time, certainly we, as the ultimate gatekeepers there in the courtroom, need to have that autonomy and that flexibility. And under the rules of the Indigent Defense Commission, we do have that. And so given those flaws, it still works, and that's why you've seen compliance by 17 out of 18 trial courts. And I truly believe that in consultation with the rest of the judiciary, with Judge Contreras and Judge Flores, that that will come into compliance in April as well. So I understood there was a Monitor article that addressed this, and so I was happy to come over here and address the Commissioner's Court. So if you have any questions, I might be able to answer one or two or three or four. I was there.
Well, we're in their open forum, and we can't really discuss it or ask questions, but I certainly do want to thank you for coming forth and explaining the status of that particular commission report.
Yes, I truly believe that had Judge Contreras simply said, I have removed myself from the process and will simply let the Indigent Defense Program make the appointments, that we would have received that funding, and I'm hopeful that we will in April.
I would just like to make a comment in general, not a response to the judge, but I just want the judges to know that we're ready and willing to make a better effort to strengthen our relationship between the court and the Board of Judges. We've had some issues come up recently. This is one of them, and they kind of pertain to this subject also, and they're huge budgetary concerns for the court. And I want you all to know, and I want the Board of Judges to know that I make myself available for the court because the court's willing to strengthen the relationship so that we can look at some of these issues. And I know that Sergio and I and the court have worked extensively on trying to fix some of these issues, but it's great to hear that 17 out of 18 are in compliance, and we really appreciate the efforts of the courts, and we want to strengthen our relationship between this court and the Board of Judges, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioners. Judge, have a great day.
All right. Under item number 6, Constable, Precinct 3.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Chief Gonzalez with Precinct 3 Constable's Office. Today we have discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Willie Coy as Deputy Constable by Constable Larry Gallardo Jr., Constable Precinct 3, in accordance with Texas Government Code, Section 86.011.
Move to approve. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 7, the Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Richard Ozuna, Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County. On behalf of the Sheriff of Hidalgo County, Eddie Guerra, 7A. Under number 1 is the approval of the Memorandum of Understanding for the shooting range used training between Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals Service.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Under number 2 is authorization for our county judge as the authorized official and our county sheriff to sign the document.
Move for approval. Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
7B, under Operation Stone Garden 1284 count, number 1 is authorization and approval to accept the extension for the 2014 Operation Stone Garden grant with the new termination date of 5/31/16.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 2 is authorization for approval for our county judge as the authorized official to sign the required documents.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's what we have for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Item 9A, Adult Probation. Is there anyone here from the Adult Probation Department? Balde, do you want to just
I
present
will
it?
take care of that. Item 9A, they're asking the court to accept the statement of financial position for fiscal year 2015. All was attached. Everything is in order.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 10A, Elections.
Judge, Commissioners, I don't believe that there's anything for today. No action.
11, Head Start Program.
Yes, we have one item, discussion and approval of one community representative by each member of the Commissioners Court to serve on the Hidalgo County Head Start Program Policy Council for 1 year, according to 45 CFR Chapter 13, 1304.50B I-B7, beginning in October, replace one community representative vacancy, and this pertains to the vacancy that we had a resignation for Commissioner Joe Flores' appointment.
I would like to appoint Jose Luis Trigo.
Thank you.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yes, and a big thank you for all those gifts for the children. Next week will be a lot of fun watching their faces when they see Santa Claus. We invested in a couple of more Santa suits and looking for volunteers also. Thank you all very much. You have a happy holiday.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 12, our Planning Department.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. TJ Arredondo for the record. Items 1A, B, C, D, E, and F are all reimbursements for septic tank systems. I'm just going to read out the subdivisions and the amounts. Item 1A, D, Florida Subdivision, Precinct 1, $1,500. Item 1B, Oak Hill Ranch Phase 1 Subdivision, Precinct 1, $2,000. Item 1C, Oak Hill Ranch Phase 2 Subdivision, Precinct 1, $3,000. Item 1D, Vista Ridge Acres Phase 1, Precinct 1, $1,000. Item 1E, Vista Ridge Acres Phase 3, Precinct 1, $1,500. And item 1F, 1F, El Ramadero Subdivision, Precinct 4, $1,500.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. What about 12A?
The discussion and possible action?
Yes.
Yes, that item is a separate item, discussion and possible action to execute the LPA Standard Utility Agreement for FM 1925 with Tennessee Gas Pipeline Company. Basically, that's an expansion from Canyon Road to 907. They're expanding to a 5-lane. There's a crossing of a gas line, and they're basically looking to the casing. Yes, I'm sorry. They extend the casing because of the widening. So that's what this agreement is.
Everything's in order.
Everything's in order. Mr. Crane's reviewed that.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 13, Precinct 2.
Valde, can you handle this?
Yes, sir. We've already done item.
We're on 13.
13A.
13A.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. We're requesting the approval of amendment number 1 to the interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of San Juan. It was approved by Commissioners Court on October 14th, 2014. The amendment will change the project limits from Sioux Road improvements from I Road, approximately 3,500 linear feet east of Raul Longoria, to I Road, the Cesar Chavez Road.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 14B, Precinct 4.
Yes, Judge and Commissioners. 14B, approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between County of Hidalgo and the City of Macallan concerning certain improvements of Mile 5 from Taylor Road to FM 2220.
Move for approval.
Second. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
14B2, in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 791.014, approval of proposed project regarding certain road improvements to Mile 5 from Taylor Road to FM 2220.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B3, approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo and City of Macallan, Texas concerning certain improvements to FM 1925 from 1,500 feet west of FM 2220 to 10th Street.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B4, in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 791.014, approval of proposed project regarding certain road improvements to FM 1925 from 1,500 feet west from FM 2220 Ware Road to 10th Street.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 15, budget.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 15A1 is approval of 2015 unappropriation of funds for the Tax Office Special Vehicle Inventory in the amount of $65,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Item 16, purchasing.
Martha Salazar for the Purchasing Department. Good morning to all. 16A, AgriLife Extension Service, requesting approval of requisition 288405 and requisition 288381 in order to purchase needed supplies and a printer due to not meeting the purchase order deadline imposed of November 6, 2015. They have assured us that they will receive before the end of the year.
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Under Budget and Management is going to be requested, subject to the funding being in place, approval and acceptance of the negotiated agreement between Dow County and Brown Lone Star Insurance Services Incorporated, DBA Alamo Insurance Group, which includes the best and final offer for consulting services for the self-funded insurance group. That is at $60,000.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2 is acceptance and approval of invoices of premiums and fees awarded by the Commissioners Court in October, and attached here too, coverage summary of property and casualty insurance policy in the total amount of $639,346 to McGriff, Seibels, and Williams of Texas, and $1,751,294. There is an error in addition; it should be $294. To Montalvo Insurance Agency, effective January 1st, 16 through January 1st, 17, and that's with the authority for the review and audit procedures before the county treasurer can send out payment.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners,
Yes.
with respect to what was left on the language, it was also with authority for a court member or myself to sign the applicable documentation. I will ask the court that I continue to sign the applicable documentation as I've done with respect to the application process, any and all documents related to this item.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero.
Thank you.
Okay, on item C, we're going to request no action on item C1A, and we're going to be going to item C1B. It's the modifying the amendment for the construction manager Prodigy in order to add additional $7,500 per month through December 31st, 2015. In the language that will be approved will be what was agreed upon between Mr. Crane and Auditor's Office moments ago, and that will be the one that will be submitted to Mr. Crane for his approval and will be then executed by the construction manager Prodigy.
So the motion should read how, Steve?
It will read, the basic service of services compensation to the construction manager is a fee of $105,000 and no cents dollars. So it's 105 from 90 to 105, which includes an amount not to exceed $7,500 per month for 2 months based on the hourly rates included in Exhibit A to coordinate unforeseen mechanical issues.
And that's
That
recommended
is,
by you and Steve?
and Auditor's Office is in concurrence.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, we're going on to item D1, Precinct 2, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 1 for Millennium Engineering Group, contract number 300, and this is revision of the project limits from I-Road East approximately 7,580 lineal feet to I-Road to Cesar Chavez Road with an estimated cost increase of $16,830.75 for services under work authorization 3 for the Precinct 2 Sioux Road project, I-Road to Cesar Chavez.
Move for approval. Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2A is approval to rescind the action taken on 12-1, agenda item 52441, to terminate R. Gutierrez under contract number C073580904.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And B is approval to terminate R. Gutierrez Engineering Corporation work authorization 5 and 8 of contract number 358.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The next item is E1, and this is Precinct 3, acceptance and approval of the following invoices submitted by contracted project engineer LNG. That's invoice A, B, and C.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
F1 for Precinct 4 is A, requesting approval of an on-call professional services agreement, Aranda and Associates, for the purpose of surveying services for road and bridge, CIP, and other projects in general located within Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item B, requesting approval of on-call professional services agreement with Those Logistics Incorporated for the purposes of engineering services, road and bridge, CIP, and other projects in general located in Precinct 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 1, presentation of the sole bid received for the purposes of award and approval of contract to the lowest bidder meeting all specifications and/or requirements as detailed. This is for Hidalgo County's WIC program for the bid title Lease of Office Space, Macallan. It's in the north side. There were 2 packets requested. 1 sole bid received. That's with Joel Carr Incorporated. That is $1.10 a square foot, bringing the monthly to $5,743.10.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2, we're requesting authority to advertise with approval of the procurement packet, and this would be also for WIC, lease of office space, but this would be for the south side of Macallan.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
H1 is Colonia Access Program Precinct 2, requesting approval to terminate work authorization 1 under Article 3.1, termination date of Border Colonia Access Program contract number 14-400-1028 with R. Gutierrez Engineering for Las Fuentes subdivision.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Under countywide, A is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 261, Chapter 262, Sections 021, A3, an item necessary for unforeseen damages to public property, and 7, an item that can be obtained only from one source, including B, films, and then uppercase B, films, manuscripts, and books, uppercase D, captive replacement parts or components for equipment, and 11, vehicle and equipment repairs.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
B is requesting authority to purchase repairs only, excludes maintenance for vehicles or equipment for county-owned vehicles and equipment from the vendors identified in detail in the revised list attached here too, through the established and approved procedures for the requisition and purchase order process, with said authority to extend through December 31st of 2017.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item C would be requesting authority to purchase parts for county-owned vehicles, equipment, heavy equipment, and machinery from the vendors identified and detailed in the revised list attached here too, through the established protocol as listed in the item before, through December 31st, 2017.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item D is requesting authority to purchase books, publications, films, and manuscripts as detailed in attachments herein for those applicable elected offices, departments, programs, and/or agencies, as well as specialized local entities through all funding sources.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E is requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262, Section 024A8D, both lowercase, an item food for Sheriff's Department, Adult Probation Facility, also known as County Jail, Adult Detention Facility, known as the County Jail, Texas AgriLife Extension Service, including all other Hidalgo County elected offices, departments, programs, and/or agencies, as well as specialized local entities as the Adult Probation and Juvenile Probation departments through all funding sources with action valid through December of 2017.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
F, pursuant to the same statute, specifically 262-024D, lowercase, action for the following. The solicitation of at least 3 quotes by telephone or written quotes. We have established a protocol of written. I would recommend that it be through 1 and 3 be approved.
Move for approval. 1 and 3.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
G, set the intervals for the solicitation of quotes currently and historically, and I recommend that we are using a time frame of 30 days. That's what I recommend, number 1.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And H is presentation for approval of the proposed draft solicitation quote bid form, including terms, conditions, requirements, and as detailed in the Hidalgo County purchase order document valid through December of 2017.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item
Do we
7.
anticipate a meeting next week?
Yes.
Yes, it'll be our last meeting of the year unless something unforeseen comes up that necessitates an court meeting.
All right, just so that we can have our wishing of a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year next week to all.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, pursuant to Section 551, 071, and 072 of the Texas Government Code, need a motion to proceed to executive session.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We will be in executive session. All right, we're back in open session. Mr. Guerra?
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Under open session, item 19A, real estate acquisition corporation is saying no action. Item 19E, pending under potential litigation, there is no action. Item 19C, C5679-15-I, Rolando Garcia versus Hidalgo County. Judge, Commissioners, this is a claim or a suit that is being facilitated by Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office. Just again for the record, Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, from the DA's office, will be acting on behalf of Hidalgo County representation, specifically Rolando Garcia versus Hidalgo County. Just, I don't know, abundance of caution, if I could just have motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 19D, claim on Time Warner Cable. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like settlement authority to make an offer in the amount of $2,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 19E, notice of claim Jose Moreno and Tony Moreno et al. Versus Hidalgo County. Judge, Commissioners, I'd like to refer back to item 18, requesting exemption, 18A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code Section 262.024A4, a professional service for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation.
Move for approval.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 18B, requesting engagement with the firm of Atlas, Hall, and Rodriguez for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation, and authority to submit a letter of engagement, specifically notice of claim Jose Moreno and Tony Moreno et al. Versus Hidalgo County.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, there's no need to go back into close or open session. Item 21, no action. All we have left is item 22, adjournment. Judge, Commissioners, before we adjourn again, as we noted earlier, December 15th next week will be our final meeting of the year, unless there is an issue that arises that would necessitate a court session. So again, December 15th next week will be our last court session of the year. Our next Commissioners Court for 2016 will be January 5th.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Jim.